Hey y'all, welcome to Horrible Gaming. My name is Nora, and on today's video we are doing our weekly island tour. So y'all know I am a huge sucker for unique themes, and that's what this island is today. Y'all, this island just blew my mind. Long story short, I recently just played the game Stray, and I highly recommend this game if you are somebody considering on getting it, or you're really into simulation puzzle like games, because this game was absolutely incredible. And when I saw this island on Twitter, it totally reminded me of the game Stray. Not sure if the creator took inspo from it, but that's just like the vibe I get from this island tour today. I think y'all are gonna really love it, especially if you're doing something more dystopian or cyberpunk like, or even industrial. This island is like a mashup of all of those themes together, and there's also some Japanese accents, so it's like the perfect balance of all of my favorite themes into one island. So like usual, we will be starting our island tour right here at the entry, and we are already greeted with this insane factory build. Now, making any sort of factory on Animal Crossing is incredibly difficult. I've tried it multiple times and have failed. I do want to try a theme like this in the future, but so much work and time goes into creating builds like we're seeing today. And I absolutely love that this is right at the entry. A lot of people, I feel like, are tempted to do a build like this at the edge of their map because they're really difficult to transition behind. So I really am curious on how the creator has transitioned behind this build since it's so close to the island entry. I'm really excited though to share this island with y'all today, just because I feel like there's so many great and original ideas on this theme, and a lot of these ideas that we'll talk about in the video can also work for other themes as well. I know that sounds insane, but trust me on this once we get to that part of the video. So something I love about this island is the fact that it uses so many underrated items, and just items that I feel like are really hard to decorate with. Of course, the main factory area is one of my favorites, just so many great attention to details. I feel like if you're wanting to do some sort of a factory on your island, this theme today is really going to help deliver some inspo around that. Factory builds though, like we're seeing today, just blow my mind because I could never come up with a layout like we're seeing, let alone just figure out how to transition around and from them. I dream of building something this amazing one day, especially when I do some future cities that have more of an industrial vibe to them. It's just these type of builds overwhelm me so much, and I love them, and I really want to do something like this, but it's just like figuring out how to get started. That's the hardest part for me. So anybody who has done a industrial theme, I mean, props to y'all. I could never come up with a layout like this. All these little cozy walkways, the way to transition from it, it's just incredibly difficult and big brain energy. But this is why I am so excited to share today's island with y'all, because I feel like it's really going to help deliver some inspo and ideas if you're like me and struggling with different ways you can transition from a more industrial like build. So just like I mentioned earlier, this island has a lot of great ideas for citycore in general. As you can see, the stacked cube light is a wonderful item, but something that really caught my eye with today's island is the usage of it kind of acting like a pillar on their island in addition to fencing. Now this is an idea that would work wonderful for many citycore ideas and themes. Just imagine a brick code on this next to a fence, and you have a completely new fence idea on your city island. And they have actually done a different idea using this further up on the road, which we're about to go check out in a second. They used it with a iron fence in black, and I feel like if I copied this with a brick code, this would look wonderful on my modern Japanese city. So just another great idea. Even if you're not doing this theme, there's just plenty of ideas for regular city themes as well on this island too. And of course, we have this really nice road transition over here. I love the use of these futuristic looking pods as cars, and then we have a lot of like neon usage in the distance. I really love these neon buildings that they have also been creating. Another thing that also kind of caught my eye was this over here. I am not sure what this item is, but I'm pretty sure it is a display case because you can turn the light off. So maybe that's the smaller one, but I really like how they use that kind of as an addition to all the neon lights that they have over here. This island also uses a lot of items I had no idea we could add custom designs to. So this honestly unlocked a lot of possibilities for me on my current island, because I've just been using the backlit sign and standing electric sign. I never would have thought to use the more futuristic items, the computers. I think there's also some office items being used too as signage. So this is wonderful inspo for honestly any kind of city theme. This gives us some more ideas on different sized billboards and signage for our more populated city core areas. So So I am definitely going to be taking inspo from a lot of these great ideas. This is also that location I was talking about where they use the stacked cube light with the fence. Again, just imagine that with a brick code and you have a new modern styled fence for your island. So wonderful idea here, and I love it so much. So over here, once we pass that location, we are greeted with some more futuristic, kind of cyberpunk looking city core structures. I just love everything about this. This is something I really hope to do one day, especially after playing, like I said, Stray a few days ago. I feel like this island really captures the mood board of that video game so well, and there are so many items I forgot existed for neon light usage. So I hope that this island so far has been bringing you a ton of fresh ideas for Animal Crossing and just some inspo in general. I feel like on the game it's so hard to get creative and make these new theme ideas because, well, there's no more updates for the game. Nintendo has, from what I noticed, stopped the support for Animal Crossing. So when you have islands like we're seeing today, it just shows that there's plenty of options and new theme ideas we can still create on the game. We just have to get really creative with our item usage. So this island just in general today has brought me so much inspo for my current theme, which is honestly insane because, like I said, this is a completely different island theme than what I'm working on currently. So I am looking forward to showing you how you can incorporate some of the ideas that we're seeing today on this island to something that is obviously more modern. But anyways, so I think we can access the edge of their map. I'm pretty sure that's all just the build that we're looking at right now. So I am going to make my way back towards where the museum was because I think that's our next location we need to check out after we explore this right side just a little bit more. So even though that this spot here is just a transition to that bar location we were looking at, I feel like this would be a wonderful entry to the introduction of a factory build. So maybe this will give someone else an idea on how you can use this location as inspo for your own island from today's tour. So anyways, over here by the bar, we're going to get a closer look, and then we also have a villager home. Now this area on their map that's also towards the right side of the villager, it's kind of like paved down with dirt. I don't think we can actually access this location. I tried multiple times throughout the tour to get to that spot, and I think it's just blocked off and meant to look like overgrown in the more rural areas of the town. So if y'all visit this dream address, let me know if you can reach that location, but I'm pretty sure we absolutely cannot. Alrighty friends, so I went ahead and transitioned back over to this angled transition spot, and we're going to be making our way back towards the entry where the factory was. Like I said earlier, was trying to get to that paved area and I just couldn't reach it, but I had to transition the footage for that reason just because I was like struggling so much. But over here we have a rep home. I honestly have no idea if they decorated any of the homes on their island because the beaches weren't decorated either. So of course, if you come and visit this island, feel free to check those out, but I'm pretty sure they aren't decorated. So now that we have seen pretty much the whole entire left side, it's time to go check out the middle of their island. So we're going to go through the factory and we're going to be accessing this insane skyline lookout. Y'all, this is a different type of skyline that I have never seen before in my Animal Crossing building journey. Once we get to that build, if y'all know the code that was used here, I absolutely need it in my life. Feel free to let me know it in the comment section below because this is just breathtaking. As you can see, we're already getting close to it, but it's so unique to me because you're using backlit signs, and I have no idea again what this item is, but I've seen it on their island multiple times. I want to say it's some sort of a display case or office furniture, but what really caught my attention with this build is the fact that it's not using the servers, which I usually use on my skylines. Instead, it looks like they're using just the standing electric sign, the cube lights stacked on each other, and backlit sign, and that is it. And I love this so very much because it looks incredibly realistic. So this is just a wonderful idea, I think, for honestly any kind of city core theme, especially if you're someone doing a city island that is geared towards more nighttime. I feel like this is going to bring a lot of inspo for those needing to do a skyline. So now that we've seen the middle of their island, it is time to make our way back towards the entry because I think that's the last spot we need to go check out is the right side. And I'm really excited to show y'all how they decorated the right side of their island. Again, this island is honestly a mashup of several themes all into one island, and I love that, especially if you're someone who prefers a multi-themed island. This island today honestly just really delivers on how you can combine these themes all together into one build. So now that we went through the factory area that we saw in the beginning of today's island tour, we are now making our way to the right side of their island, and this is where those more Japanese inspired builds I was talking about are located, and I just love everything about this location. Now I love this build so much because this is wonderful inspo if you're doing a more Japanese styled island island, this would be a wonderful market area, and it's some great inspo if you're wanting to incorporate some waterscape onto your city. So I love this build for that reason. I also really love the usage of the stall with the different lanterns. The table lamp being customized as a lantern is one of my favorite things to do on my own Japanese island, so it's really wonderful to see it being used on a theme like we're looking at today. So over here at the edge of the right side, we kind of have like this older district looking vibe of their island. This location also leads up to one of the very last spots on their island we do need to go explore, but I wanted to go get a better look of that lantern location first before we check it out. I also tried to see if the beaches over here were decorated and the peninsula, and they weren't, so I went ahead and just skipped that location completely. So now we are over here back towards the plaza, and this is that lantern location that we were just looking at earlier. And like I said, I just love this build so much. I am a huge sucker for really nice lantern builds, and this location is just beautifully done, and it's also still keeping kind of that, you know, rustic cyberpunk vibe too, which I feel like is really hard to do. Again, just combining all these different themes together, just creating something very unique with all these different styles. And I'm just a huge fan of everything that has been done on this island today. So now we're approaching one of the very last locations on their island, and this is one of my absolute favorite spots because of all the signage and different rustic items being combined together to really capture this industrial cyberpunk vibe on their city island. I also love the usage of waterscape too. Once again, I just struggle personally with adding waterscape on my own island, so this is some wonderful inspo on how you can do that. And I also really like how it kind of looks like a little alleyway in between these builds, but all these codes are just absolutely beautiful. I have no idea what the codes are for the signage that they have been using all over their island, so if y'all know them, feel free to let us know in the comment section below. But I'll also have the island owners' socials linked in the video's description too. The simplicity of this build just makes it feel really realistic, and it looks so incredibly detailed. And that is something that I have been really inspired by lately, is how these creators are doing more simple structured builds, but they feel so realistic and just a little bit different from what we usually see on Animal Crossing. And I just feel like this is going to provide some wonderful inspo for those wanting to add maybe some more neon-like areas onto their city island. For example, like I said earlier, I feel like this will be some wonderful inspo for my more modern Japanese area when I'm trying to do my more, you know, Tokyo-inspired locations. I feel like this whole entire spot on their island is really going to help deliver some inspo for that. Anyways, here at the edge of their map, we have some villager homes, and it also looks like that's where their nook cranny is as well. I don't think there's anything else to see on this island. I'm pretty sure we have seen every location. Anyways, I hope that today's island tour brought you a ton of Animal Crossing inspo. Let me know if you're planning to recreate some areas on your own island in the comment section below. Before today's video ends, I do want to give a huge shout out to all of my channel members. Thank you so much to Sherry Blossom, Kavi, Z Toxic, Wisteria Crossing, Connor Adventure, The Bellarific, It's Your Girl Crystal, Amanda, Mickey Q, Cherry Crossing, Baby Blue X016, Irish Lady 51, Opal of Wisteria, Kirby, The Artsy Gamer, Catherine Funk, Dammy, Trisha Dunn, Emily, Elite Dog Me, Cosmont, Madison Rachel, and Adriana Dawson. Thank you so much for watching, and have a horrible day.